Hello and welcome to part 3. Makes the parts no. Well, there's hands there. There's 3 of the Queen things. So we're going in from 80s to 90s. So these were ones. By that stage, I bought them. Yeah. So the first one is "I Want It All," and if you kind of look at the picture, this is from the Miracle album. This was the photo session they actually took the cover from. So you've got the cover for the Miracle, and there we are. So it's by this stage the songwriting credits were to the entire group, as opposed to the individual writers. Duran Duran did the same thing. I suppose in some respects each had their own little contribution to the song. So it was decided, let's just do it as Queen. A lot easier instead of just breaking it on down. And speaking of breaking things, here's a bit of breakthrough. There we are. So if you see the video, if you're on a train, just watch out for the group playing on the train. I suppose it kind of was apt that they should be on a train for the clip, because the bass line certainly would suggest that. I actually got the picture disc to this, and it's a bit unfortunate that the hole for the turntable actually is sort of spinning around on Freddie's eye. The good thing about this too is that some picture discs suffered from being in the plastic covers like that. Fortunately this one didn't, so it just suffers from me sort of doing what I usually do and dropping the things. So fortunately it didn't suffer the browning that can happen. Might have been from a different plastic. This is, or something like that. I don't know, but I'm glad it didn't happen. I'll just sort of put it in like that. And next up, I think I've missed a single there, but next up, I kind of expected this one to be released as a single. And they did like doing things in negative too, didn't they? Should I put this one into positive and see how it goes? Because in negative, they all look like they're wearing green lipstick, don't they? Maybe it would change the colour. Maybe it would change the colour of the lipstick. But I played the album version to this, and I actually liked it straight away. The other side of this, you've got all these eyes looking at you. A bit disturbing. All these negative eyes looking at you. So I could turn them positive too. But yeah, it certainly does look kind of eerie. Gone from the Miracle to a bit of innuendo. Yes, there's the joke about it being an Italian suppository. So that's the front of Innuendo with all those trombones. I wonder where that big one's leading to. Get a trombone in your opening. And as for the other side there, I'm not sure what that's... So it's a blazing trumpet with steam coming out of it. Gosh, there's an analogy for something. But I remember when this was released, a friend of mine didn't actually like it because, as far as he was concerned, it was trying to be another Bohemian Rhapsody. I sort of agree with it, but it just... But yeah, it's still a good song. I could see his point, but still doesn't negate it from being a good song. And next up is the UK copy of Headlong. Don't know what Brian's doing there, but yeah, the video to this, I believe, is the last colour video that Fred did. The subsequent ones were in black and white, sort of cover that he was rapidly losing weight. You can see there he's not 100%. But I think that's the thing, is that it shouldn't, I'm not concentrating on how good or bad or whatever Fred looked. To me, it's the song. This is really good song. It's sort of I didn't hear this one initially. Actually, I heard this. I think I saw the song on YouTube. I can't really remember where I first heard the song, but it wasn't at the time. It was later on. So the stuff from that period, from 1991. I heard the single Innuendo, but the rest of it I sort of didn't really follow, but I don't quite know why. I just I think too that the promotion for that particular LP wasn't the greatest in Australia either. Next up is The Show Must Go On. Now I really like Elton's version of this, but this is not Elton's version, this is the Queen version. It's the original, so funny about that. I actually read that Brian May was the one that mostly wrote the song, but he was a bit worried that he'd written it in a key that was too high for Fred to sing. Told Fred as such, and Fred told him, "Oh, effing will do it, darling." And he swigged down some vodka and apparently did it in one take. And this was one of those songs where you could tell Fred was writing about how he was feeling. You know, the show must go on, my makeup may be flaking, but my smile still stays on. And nothing worse than flaky makeup. Yes. In bad light, I suppose it could look a bit like peeling paint or something like that, maybe. God, if I would be like sort of... as long as it's not lead paint. That's something I don't want. Sort of peel off this lead paint. So, where'd that come from? Oh, just a whole bunch of pencils that just decided to look good. So who's to say that it could be spelled without the A? So if it was without the A, it would be Led Zeppelin, Led Astray. Oh, I don't know. Led something. And next up is These Are the Days of Our Lives, which was pretty much Fred's last, and that's the one where, say it's like Fred says goodbye, and in the I still, Fred says goodbye to his fans and stuff like that in that video. I didn't really see that at the time. It might just have been something that's an interpretation that's been put onto it afterwards, perhaps. Don't know. The song itself is obviously about the way he was feeling. They decided, that it would go with Bohemian Rhapsody. So you've got the on the flip side of this, it just gives you a bit of info about HIV or AIDS. The proceeds of the records going to the Terence Higgins Trust. I think Elton John supported that particular one too. That was when he was putting some of his stuff towards every single. Would be going to specific charities aimed at HIV/AIDS, to go towards the health campaigns of HIV as well, as it says, because at that time there were some really, really awful things. There was an ad here in Australia, which was the Grim Reaper. It was known as the Grim Reaper ad, and basically it was these people with HIV were representing the pins, and the Grim Reaper had the bowling ball and was bowling down these people. It was a horrific ad, and I could see what it was doing, but I think it did do more harm than good. It was kind of putting the fear campaign into the wrong people, I think. But that ad did get whipped off pretty fast, thankfully. But it is still on. I think it's still on YouTube, and seeing it all these years later, sort of made me think, oh wow, I sort of saw it with more mature eyes as to how badly that could have affected people. It really was quite a frightening ad, and no thanks. Next up is Too Much Love Will Kill You. Now, this was taken from the Made in Heaven LP. This is from the UK, by the way. Oh, as you can tell from the pound thing there, it cost £1.99. It cost me significantly more than £1.99. Well, given the fact that you've got the currency difference for a start. So like £1.99, depending on what the pound was, depending on what I paid for it. But the other thing is, you had it in pink vinyl there. Hang on, it's upside down. Wait up a second. We're waiting for me to flip it like a frisbee, aren't we? Hang on a second. There we go. Just like so. There. Just do it a bit closer there so you can see. So the reflection of this. There we go. There's the reflection of the centre. So there we go. There's the the hole, I don't know, it's one of those things where you just can't help where the hole is, can you? And the other side of this is kind of like the full wraparound of the LP sleeve of Made in Heaven. I actually did get I was lucky enough to get the LP. And sort of like the iconic thing of Fred there, the iconic pose there of Fred. Lucky last, I think this was released for World Record Day or something like that. I just found this in one of the local record shops. It was a re-release. Keep Yourself Alive, and a reproduction of the original single there. And yeah, this is from the UK. Actually, that one was for the 40th anniversary of the single release. So after 40 years, you can still be single. No, that one, yeah. So yeah, this was released for the 40th anniversary of the single. Pity the others weren't released that way. I would have nabbed them too if I could. Mind you, this was purely by chance more than anything. I was flipping through the records in the record. And I had the money too. That's always important. Ooh, that noise of putting it back in the plastic. So there's a nice ending to a video. Keep yourself alive. So with that in mind, I shall bid you adieu. It seems to be a very bad kind of link there. So anyway, I shall sign off on that note. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate the fact that you're watching there and you can see me waving to you. And please take care of yourself. Do all the likes and subscribes and all that sort of stuff. I'm getting the order wrong with my sign-outs lately. So just getting... So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please take care of yourself and hopefully I shall see you in the next one. Ciao.